Welcome to Recouped the podcast, where we uncover the depths of sustainability and its impact on the world.
We're your hosts, Vicky
and Michelle.
And together we'll explore what it means to live more sustainably.
Hey friends, this is Michelle with Recouped. And if you're not already shopping with small local businesses, you should, because they are more sustainable. And the perfect store where you can get everything you need locally is Precycle in Everett, Washington. Precycle is a general store for the modern dweller, rooted in time-honored traditions and design, with a focus on thoughtfully made and sustainable products. Visit www.precycleliving.com to plan your visit for sustainable goods, including our bags. We hope that whoever's listening to this is having a wonderful commute to work, or laying in bed enjoying some tea, or they're in their garden, or they're at the gym. We just want to give you 30 minutes of mind-blowing, sustainable information while we learn at the same time.
And Michelle has a really juicy question.
It's an icebreaker.
I'm ready.
That can just go either way.
Tell me.
I was having this weird thought, and I sent you guys messages the other day.
Yeah.
Of like how to become more sustainable. What are these? Because I like mindset, like are intentional. Mm-hmm. What if, when you go to the store, you knew that everything you bought, all of that trash had to stay with you forever? There was no recycle or trash. You had to keep all of your trash for the rest of your life. What would you do then?
That is...
If you have that mindset, you probably wouldn't buy shit. Or you would love to live in trash.
Or, yeah. Well, first, when you asked that question, all of a sudden my vision went into like...
Trash pit?
Yeah, like my whole house being full of things. But then my visual went, well, no, I do use reusable grocery bags, when I go shopping. So that is one big wasteful grocery thing, right? That people come home with is like all these plastic grocery bags. And then I was like, well, I have gotten better about...
Like, where would I put it?
Yeah, where under your sink?
Out in your yard. Eventually it would have to go in your yard.
Yeah, but then you'd have to get really
layer.
resourceful.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that would be a way to encourage you to recycle.
Yeah. Or downcycle.
Or upcycle.
Keywords of today's show. Upcycle.
Yeah, I like that.
Because like I would think like then you're going to go buy your veggies and you're like, no, I can't put them in a plastic bag.
I use a reusable one of those.
Yeah.
They're great.
But even for that moment of
I know,
weakness
that's true.
and convenience, there would be no more convenience.
Well, I know.
There would be no more if we had to keep our own trash.
Well, that goes back to like intentional purchases, right?
Yeah. Not even
like,
a coffee cup from Starbucks. Because that's going to stay with you. Unless that's your new dishware. Using your Starbucks cups.
Well, okay. So if this encourages you to like recycle or upcycle, since you have all these things in there, like
that could just lead right into one of our tips.
What's our tip?
Of being more intentional.
Yeah. We talk about
because if you have that mindset of like, what if I had to keep all of this trash? I didn't have an easy way to get it out of it. Then you would think more about what you're buying. And
that's
there is
called
a word for that.
Precycle. Everybody, Precycle.
There are so many types of cycles.
We're going to tell you about them today. So like over our journey and in our business, but then also in our lives as adults and growing in the world, like for us, we use industrial grade plastics that we upcycle, which we create something new out of the original material or something
of more value. Yeah, whether that be purposeful because you're using it every day or monetary value. Yeah.
And so like I guess during our time, like how have we learned the difference between recycle versus upcycle?
Yeah, because recycle is just that catchword.
It is.
It's like universal. Everybody knows what recycle is.
Yeah.
But there are so many different types.
So like for us, like what was our experience of figuring out the difference?
But Precycle just automatic. There's a word for what we've been trying to say this whole time of being intentional.
Yeah.
When you go shopping,
it's Precycle.
If you can get that in your head of like, I'm precycling, you'll feel a little bit better about yourself.
Yeah.
When you're going into the store, more intentional. Don't buy something that's going to be wasteful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or do you need this? Stop and think first. Do you need this? Can you live without it?
Yeah. So like, okay. So
all the different types. There's Precycle.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like the first. Then there's Recycle.
Mm-hmm.
So we can break down Recycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Upcycle and Downcycle. Mm-hmm. And there's probably other cycles that we'll learn. We'll get to them when we can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so since we're talking about like recycle, upcycle, all the cycles.
Mm-hmm. We're just getting in a cycle.
Yeah. But like when it comes to like back to recouped, you remember like we would, I guess before we truly understood the depth and the differences between all cycles, which we will talk about, like we told people like we sell recycled bags. And then what was our moment? It was
we were just like, this is what we're doing. We're recycling.
Because the overall umbrella is, I guess, recycling. The triangle with the green
and then we
arrows.
kind of, somewhere in there, we learned textile conversion. We were like, ooh, we like that. But still recycle, whatever.
Yeah. And then I think it was our experience of like being at the markets when we would say we recycle. It was actually being educated by customers in experience and conversation, I guess, more than them saying you're saying it wrong. It was just like,
and we talk a lot at markets. We like to talk to everyone.
We talk to everybody. Yeah. And a lot of the people talk to us and they tell us, but they ask us questions like, oh, you guys broke this down or you melted it.
Yeah, because you can see that moment of almost confusion on people's faces.
Yeah.
Like, how the heck
did they do this? You know, out of our home offices or how we would describe it.
By hand?
And then it took us a minute and I was like, no. I think we need to look up these definitions because I think that was like one of those things. Like, no, people are confused and amazed until we describe to them what we do. But at that moment, they're like, yeah, they are recycling, but you know, they didn't upcycle. Long story short,
because recycling, you have to like melt it down.
Yeah, like you break it down. What was like the true definition? Recycling it involves the destruction of whatever that item is in order to create something new.
So basically
like
have the same value.
Down.
So melting down plastic bottles to make new plastic bottles.
Yeah. Or
so in
paper.
In the umbrella term for like if these industrial bags were actually being recycled at a facility, then they would just be melted down and turned into new bulk bags. Correct. Be doing the same thing again.
And then for us...
But we're not doing that.
No. We're upcycling. And then... Upcycle, the definition mostly is taking the waste or whatever it is and create something new from its current state.
Mm-hmm. So we take it how it is.
So we take the bag how it is and improve it. So we aren't melting.
Well, we're actually doing a service of we're not melting. And we're not going through a whole wasteful process
to create the bags that we're creating, and then we're using the materials mostly
every single piece,
including like even the product tag strings,
even the thread that we rip
from the seams apart. We are actually using those to tie our tags on. We found a way to be
we've upcycled in so many ways from just this one product. It's amazing. It makes you definitely feel like you can do anything.
I know.
With what you have.
So we love upcycling.
And then we found more terms like downcycling.
Yeah.
Because then we were like, if we're upcycling, what is downcycling?
What the heck is downcycle?
So then we learned today was a really cool one. And it made us think because this could be another cool tip for the future.
Yeah.
Glass bottles.
Yeah. So
when they're downcycled, like they could just be... They could be recycled and turned into new glass, right?
Yeah.
But
and I'm sure there's probably a criteria of what can be
But they could be
recycled.
Downcycled, like crushed and turned into silica or sand.
Yeah. Or like, oh my gosh, look at this. Recycle. Either you can make new glass bottles, upcycle, you turn them into cute candle holders.
Yeah, or a mosaic mirror piece. Yeah.
And then if you're downcycling, you are creating silica or sand.
Yeah, you know what? The upcycle one is a good one because my mom worked at a winery, and my mother-in-law took a bunch of wine bottles, and she had this cutter that could cut glass, and she cut all the tops of the wine glasses off and poured candles in them, and then sold them back to the winery in this like cute process. Yeah,
that's good.
It was really cool.
That is good upcycle.
Yes. Good job, Barb.
Yeah, good job, Barb. So then we have the downcycle, and then I guess like
there was other ones too, but then we were like, whoa, we're going down a rabbit hole. We're going to have to pace ourselves here.
I know, but then the rabbit hole, like we talked about before, we learned about Precycle. That blew my
Vicky's
mind.
Yeah.
Because there's, like you said, there is a term for the intentional purchases, the intentional consumerism.
Yes, now we have that term.
Now there's a term, which is Precycle. And the definition that we loosely looked up just on, Google.
We could almost do like pre-use, and pre-cycle.
But Precycle, the definition is the practice of reducing waste before you actually buy. Meaning, okay, I'm buying this salad in a container. Is this container recyclable, compostable, biodegradable?
And if you're on the run, are you going to have access to somewhere to recycle it?
Correct.
Or is it just going to end up in the landfill?
So it's like intentional purchases that you make, or whatever it is, or whatever you're consuming. Is there a way to responsibly take care of it?
Yeah.
After you're done using it.
Coach Michelle here always likes to lead with like, always work for the future you.
Yeah.
And your future you. Like
That is
you will,
true.
trust me, you will benefit greatly from it.
Michelle says that all the time.
Set yourself up for success by like treat yourself, like clean up for tomorrow, those sort of things. Good practices to have. But Precycle is another one of those elements that you could become a habit.
Yeah.
If you're thinking like that mindset, you'll maybe be like, I don't need to buy it.
Yeah.
I can live without it.
Correct. Or even just thinking
And
about
that long term would reduce
so much waste. So then, okay, so if we're talking about like reducing so much waste and doing all of the cycles that we talked about, like with that, thinking about reducing all the waste, what do you think about how people can apply one of the many cycles we've talked about?
So Precycle.
Yeah.
Would be like for a good tip for sustainability. These are the things. And for
So-
future you, let's say 500 years is what type of sustainability impact we want to make. So not just our own lives.
Yeah.
Because really sustainable would be well beyond us. Our toothbrushes, for example, we have to use one of those every single day for the rest of our lives. And we learned some numbers. I think on average, each person uses about 300 in their lifetime.
Yeah. I can't remember.
300 plastic toothbrushes. It takes about 400 years for one of them to break down. So if you think just small baby steps, but over your whole lifetime, if you just start using maybe the bamboo toothbrushes or like a Sonicare, something that doesn't use as much plastic, or, compostable, biodegradable, which is another couple words that we're going to delve into later. But that could be almost like an easy way to just immediately set that into factor.
Yeah, like that's
sustainable
like
impact
you
over
can make
your lifetime.
Over your lifetime, but you can do that relatively easy. So
And
when you're done with that toothbrush
you
right
don't
now,
have to think so hard. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Pre-cycle. So just start thinking about
Yeah.
what one you're going to get next. Maybe get it on a subscription through one of those sustainable websites where you can get the bamboo toothbrushes, get a kit of them, and they'll last you for the whole year.
yeah. And I think like when we think about Precycle and like being like thoughtful about that, but like even if we know as the creators of Recouped and the things that we make, we understand that upcycling, because everyone wants to talk about it, there is no shame if you can't do it, because we understand that it takes resources, that takes time, that takes creativity, that sometimes, frankly, we don't have. So we're going to cheer you on that if your only way to make an impact in your life is just toothbrushes or
That is
water
good.
bottles
Yeah.
or your Keurig cups, and that's the one thing you can do. Like, quick numbers. On average, a water bottle, guess how many water bottles on average a person would use a month? Like a water bottle,
I don't know. I mean, I would hope that they're not buying one every single day, but that would mean that they could have like 30.
Yes.
But treat yourself maybe once a week, I'd say 5.
Okay, it's 13.
Okay.
So on average,
13
a month per person.
So in a household,
Yes.
that adds up.
It does add up. And then, we are not scholars. So I did do calculations on the calculator. And
crunched some numbers
We
over
crunched
here.
some numbers for one person, it's 13 a month, 156 on average a year. But in a lifetime, for maybe 60 years,
Yep.
that's like 9,360 water bottles.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, great job.
You can make your own island.
Yeah, you can make your own island, but the idea that you are
Float away.
intentionally recycling that or upcycling, whatever it is that you're doing, we're just trying to say the one impact that you can do that is truly doable, just do it.
Yeah.
And no one can, you're doing
You'll
it.
be proud
because
of yourself for it.
You'll
in
be
the
proud
long
of
run.
yourself, and no one should judge
One of
you
the things
for
that
not
I
being
like
able
to do
upcycling.
is because I have a household of 5. It is hard to see like the consumption that happens, and we try and try and try, but I'm in my mom era right now, so there's going to be things that I like have to think of myself, of, like I have to be happy and healthy mindset, working for the future me. But I love it when every week like my bins are empty.
Yeah.
The kids, it's their chore, and they use their recouped bags to go take them out and sort it, because we have to sort plastics and
and our
cans and
bins.
stuff and paper and stuff. So it's a task that's great for kids. Honestly, it's a great task for kids, but I love it when they're empty. And you can stack them in each other, and there's like barely anything. And I'm like,
you're like, ooh, we did really good.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, family of 5. That's a lot of, like,
and we love seltzer water. We, all the things,
or like snack boxes or cereal boxes, and
cereal
different
boxes,
things like that.
definitely, for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's good. Like, so like, like I was saying, any type of cycle that you do, Precycle, recycle, upcycle, downcycle,
It's good.
it's good.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it all, and again, I really thought about this. Upcycling takes work.
It does.
You have to think about it. But a cool thing
But
you
that's
can
why
do...
we should always protect artists in their ability to upcycle things.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like at all costs. We should always be like what you can do with a palette. Oh, it's endless.
I know. And like another thing that I think is easy is like just to downcycle, right? Like how you made the wipe
My makeup cloth removers from the baby towels that when he's not a baby anymore, so I don't need those anymore. I could pass them down, which I normally do. Love thrifting, love hand-me-downs. My friends and I have a good group of like, we share clothes for the kids.
Yeah.
But turning those old shirts into rags.
Yeah, I like it.
Downcycling.
I love it. Well,
And we've seen some cool stuff be made out of jeans.
yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? You got anything else for our cycles?
There's other cycles.
There are other cycles. But today, just y'all remember and see what you can do. You have Precycle, recycle, upcycle, and downcycle. And we encourage you to choose one.
Yeah, do them all. Try it.
Try it.
Start with Precycle and see what
I think
happens.
that's a really good one.
Because just that mindset can help shift
Yeah,
things.
I think so.
And remember, it's a routine. If
And it's
you
a
want it to
practice.
be a lifetime thing, it just has to be something so small, like a toothbrush.
That's something that's attainable. Totally.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Until then, we got something. Don't forget, we got a tip jar. We like coffee
And chai.
and cookies
We do like cookies.
and scones.
One of the things that we do have is you can pay us in cookies,
Yeah.
but
until
a tip
then,
is fine.
Yeah. Give us a little ching ching in the tip jar to keep us motivated and keep us moving. Otherwise, recycle, reduce, and recoup. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.